I mean, if we played for a tea at Troon, you would have got one.
I think we played for a beer, and you might owe me a beer.
True. I mean, it's not my fault you got to jet mid. I would have gotten you that beer. We did sit down and we had beer after. It's a soft spot. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Wow. Okay, that's good to see that you have Prestwick below Vic. That makes me feel a bit better.
Prestwick's high though. 6th all time for me.
Do you have Troon on there? Not yet. I saw you.
No, I think it's. Maybe I don't. No, I don't. I haven't dragged it up yet. Okay.
I hear Troon's back from the dead.
I've been acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you.
So the Postage Stamp, maybe the most famous hole in the UK. And for whatever reason, in my first 3 visits to Scotland, I totally ignored it. Maybe it was because of my budget in my mid-20s at the time. Troon is a little bit pricey. But it's probably more so related to the emphasis that I placed on Golf Digest 2016 World Ranking List, where Troon did not appear.
Didn't really know what to expect with Royal Troon. I knew there was a ton of history there. I knew that they've hosted 9 Open Championships in the past. Most memorable for me was 2016, obviously, with Stenson and Mickelson, the famous duel there. That's really the first time I was exposed visually to the golf course, and that's what made it the most well-known for me. I knew that it was close in proximity to Prestwick, and there's a ton of history there. And they share, a railway that is pretty neat when you see it from aerial footage. The train running on both of those courses, but comes really close to the playing grounds on some of the holes. And then obviously the Postage Stamp. I've heard of the Postage Stamp and seen it on TV, but that was definitely one of the most exciting factors and draws to playing Royal Troon, was to play the Postage Stamp.
Yep.
But saying all of that, my expectations were certainly exceeded when we got going out on the golf course.
Maybe it was the 60-kilometer gusts on our day at Troon, which I happened to be in love with. Maybe it was the generous winter tees or the perfect amount of contouring that sort of reminded me of Portmarnock in Dublin. It didn't take me long to fall in love with Troon.
Right when we showed up at Troon, it was gusting. It was very windy. It was cold, probably our coldest day in the UK. And first impressions walking to that first tee behind the clubhouse were the first stretch is straight downwind, and you're looking at the card 340, 350, 360, whatever tees we're playing, but it's playing 80, 100, 100 yards less.
A little downwind on the first here, almost drives the green. now we're gonna see him mind struggle.
Not much trouble is apparent to the eye, but I quickly learned with links golf that positioning around bunkers, especially greenside bunkers on these short par fours, is crucial. And if you get caught behind one of them, yeah, with a tight lie, you are forced to make this decision that you don't want to make.
I think he got to putt it to like 15 feet left.
Putt it?
15 feet left of the flag.
I will putt it in the bunker. I need an open face.
Just decided to hit the wedge.
And it's, you know, typically the North American wedge open face tight lie shot is not the answer. And I quickly found that out like right off the bat on number one. And then you learn from it.
Good speed. Let's go. What a shot. So less than 30 minutes after ripping into Mike, I did the exact same thing. And yeah, it was, needless to say, a very quick double bogey.
Yeah, so you get to number 5, potentially the most exposed part of the golf course. Like you feel, you know, it's very open. The Atlantic's right there. And again, the wind is just howling. But a really great par 3, protected with some slopes and some good greenside bunkering. You kind of just have to step up and hit the green and 2-putt and then move on. So on the 6th hole, this is where the topography of Royal Troon starts to get pretty interesting, in my opinion. You have these dunes that run along the right side of the hole, and it's kind of neat. The closer you get to the green, almost like the larger the dunes get, and the green's situated like perfectly by one of the bigger dunes, kind of in this little cove, but it's somewhat protected near the green. But a really neat hole, and this kind of kicks off the elevation change at Troon, which in my opinion makes the middle section of the golf course very exciting and fun.
Seven is one of my favorite expanses in golf, where you can see, you know, it's a pretty wide fairway, but it's like a walking billboard the whole time you're playing it, because you see the Postage Stamp on the right. But you also have the 9th tee and the estuary coming into the RV park or the holiday home area. And yeah, there's just something that's so beautiful about the 7th hole. I guess 10 you can see in the background as well. And just the expanse that it offers. You can see so many golf holes from 7. And again, yeah, just a walking advertisement for the Postage Stamp.
When you finish the 7th hole and you start walking up those stairs, you know, it's almost like you get excited, but you almost get nervous because you know the implications of your next golf shot, and you know the memories that will surround. Like, you're going to remember this shot forever. This is, at the time, the most famous golf hole I've ever played in my life. So the anticipation walking up those stairs it's a little bit nervy, and you're already thinking about, you know, your 9-iron or wedge. One chance to hit this green. I left my tee shot out to the right, missed the green, and went down the hill. I'm an optimistic golfer. You know, I always think that I can do it. I know I can do it, but I was thinking this is probably a 4.
Nice par. Edge of the green.
Yeah, good birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 11th hole is one of the holes that runs alongside the train tracks along the railway. But the funny thing about this hole is that the better angle is actually on the right-hand side. So you want to get as close as possible to that OB line to give yourself a better angle into the green, but it's difficult to commit to because you know right is dead, and the bailout is left. But it's a difficult approach shot from the left side, so it messes with the mind on that tee.
For me, what I've come to love about links golf, and part of what it takes to embrace it, are the emotional ups and downs. A lot of these routings are out and in, so you're going to get a wind that's either straight down or straight into for 2 hours. And I think links golf teaches you to embrace the emotional roller coaster more so than North American golf, because you don't get those same, the momentum that you can get in links golf. You're not going to get 7 or 8 birdie holes in a row on any golf course in North America. You can have that at a place like Royal Troon on a day where you're getting 60-kilometer gusts, but you better hang on when you're coming in. Standing on the fairway on 12, hit a really good drive, and I might have had 50 yards in, and it was sort of a back right, middle right pin, which had a bit of a runoff. So on a day where I'm just trying to hang on, I said, hit the putter, take the bogey out of play, lag a 50-yard putt from the fairway up there. Maybe I give myself a birdie chance, but worst case scenario, I'm making par, and sure enough, that's what I did. What determines how you feel about a golf course, or how you rank a golf course?
For me, what I've come to learn is that it's a combination of the golf course itself, the conditions, the weather conditions. If you get a great day, but it doesn't always matter. Like, we were out there in 60k gusting wind, but I still love the golf course. So it's just day by day, very subjective.
How does expectations play into
Right. Yeah, I think that surprise factor, if you are pleasantly surprised or vice versa, slightly disappointed based on what you've heard about a golf course, can have an effect on your rankings, and potentially it exaggerates where it sits on your rankings because of that. Troon would be an example of, you hear grumblings of it being whatever, like the cost, it's overpriced, and you hear grumblings that people are slightly disappointed. And then I wasn't.
leaving Troon, heading to Dornoch? What are you thinking as you wrap up? You've played St. Andrews, you've played Troon, you're going to Dornoch and then Muirfield. Like, how are you feeling at this point? How are you reflecting on Troon?
Yeah, no, it's this trip was my first links golf experience, and at finishing Troon, I've already played 3 or 4 links courses, first time in my life, and I'm already questioning whether these are the 3 best courses I've played in my life. And I've played, 250 golf courses in North America and beyond, but regardless, I was already questioning, this type of golf, and it was super fun to continue the excitement rolling into Dornoch and Muirfield, just where will these courses fit on my preference list and my overall rankings list? And I'm gonna need some time after this trip to evaluate what's going on, because it's coming at me fast. Yeah.
I think a lot of people get underwhelmed,
Interesting.
Yeah, just that's a reputation that it seems to carry for whatever reason, but I'm the same as
It's
you.
so subjective, but it's because I don't want to bash Lytham, but it's because we played Lytham the day before maybe, and maybe we're slightly underwhelmed with Lytham for whatever reason. And there was kind of that shared vibe between us, and then we get to Troon and we're like, it's a direct comparison.
Yeah.
It's the same conditions, the same grouping.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know, Troon's pretty good. Yeah, Troon's pretty good. And right away after, we're chatting about it, 6-4 Troon. And most rankings have Lytham ahead of it, so very subjective.